Skinny Hardaway 7T, back with another EP. Y'all do your boy a favor, y'all smash that like button for your boy when you roll on in. Whether you're here for a good time or a long time, I greatly appreciate you sliding through. If it's your first time, do your boy solid. Don't make it your last time. Hit that subscription button as well. We talk this good boxing, sports, predictions, MMA, football, basketball, collegiate, and professional every single day, not just today. Today, we're here with a boxing EP. We got Fight Thursday. These fights will be going down Thursday. It is approximately Tuesday morning at 1:47 a.m. Central. That'll be 2:47 Central. So these fights will be happening in 2 days. In 2 days, we got a Thursday night Vegas card. We got Robson Conceicao versus Emmanuel Navarrete, which is what we're about to talk about now. And we also got Shakur Stevenson versus Edwin De Los Santos on the same card, 2-fight card, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's going to only be those 2 fights on the card, right? So not an extremely long card on a Thursday. I myself was wondering, why would you necessarily put it on a Thursday, right? But I'm gonna watch it either way. I'm pretty sure everybody else, all the hardcores, is going to watch it. But I just think that Thursday is a little odd, right, for travel, right? If you want to sell out tickets, you want people to go to this fight, having it on Thursday doesn't necessarily work in that favor, right? Doesn't necessarily make a lot of sense when, you know, for venue sale. But I digress. I'm happy we got the fight. I'm gonna watch it. I'm happy we got the card, right? But I'm gonna watch it. We got Thursday night boxing at a championship level. Gotta love it. But I ain't gonna waste too much of y'all time. Moving right along. Let's go and get into this breakdown. We Got Emmanuel Navarrete, 38-1 with 38 KOs. He stands 5'7" with a 72-inch arm reach. That's an extremely long arm reach for somebody, to be that short, right? That for somebody to be that short, 72 inches, pretty long arm reach. Navarrete is 28 years old. I don't know why I feel like he older than that. I feel like he's been fighting for a long time. And in his last fight, he was victorious over Oscar Valdez, a 12-round unanimous decision. He stopped Liam Wilson in a fight where Liam Wilson was holding his own pretty well. He even dropped Navarrete in that fight. Before that, he fought Eduardo Baez, a fight in which I think he came in a little unprepared, right? He might have underestimated Eduardo. Eduardo gave him a go before he eventually ended up stopping him. And before that, Joel Gonzalez and Christopher Diaz. And Ruben Villa before that. So Emmanuel Navarrete has fought the who's who on the list, right? Emmanuel Navarrete will be facing off against Robson Conceicao. 17 wins, 2 losses, 8 KOs himself, never been stopped. 35 years old. He stands at 5'10" with a 70-inch arm reach. So he is taller than Emmanuel Navarrete, right? But Emmanuel Navarrete still possesses the reach advantage over Robson Conceicao. Robson Conceicao, last fight was a no decision against Nicholas Polaco, right? His fight before that, the one that everybody probably knows about, right? He lost to Shakur Stevenson in a fight that people may not know about, right? Xavier Martinez, right? Conceicao was the guy that took Xavier Martinez's oath, right? I like Xavier Martinez. That's the first time that I really, well, I ain't gonna say the first time, right? It's the second time because the first time was Oscar Valdez. Uh, but this the one of the first times, right, where we really got to see Robson Conceicao, shine, right? A lot of people feel like he beat Oscar, and then he came and he took Xavier Martinez's own, right? And that's what led him to that Shakur Stevenson fight. So especially his last couple fights, he's fought, the top competition. He's fought Shakur Stevenson, Oscar Valdez, Xavier Martinez in 3 out of the last of his 4 fights, right? So he's battle tested as well. And I think this is going to be a great fight, right? I think this fight has potential to steal the show, right? Both fights are going to be great, but I do think this fight has potential to be, I ain't going to say steal the show, right? Just as good as the main event, right? If not better. Robson Conceicao versus Navarrete is going to be an interesting style matchup, right? Because Robson Conceicao is an Olympic boxer, right? But he chooses to, he's an Olympic boxer, but his boxing style is not a traditional boxing style, right? He's not one of the guys who only sits on the outside, right? He mixes it inside, he mixes it outside. He's much more comfortable on the outside, right? But what I want to call him, he's a boxer, right? But he's more like he's a wild conservative boxer, right? He's a wild boxer, right? He boxes, but he boxes wild, got a funky kind of style, right? He's not overly active with his style. He puts a lot of feint pressure on you, right? You think he's throwing punches, but he's feinting a lot. He likes to feint guys up out of their game plan, what they like to do, and it works really well for him, right? Does Robson Conceicao? He's the definition of what you would call a crafty veteran, right? Got all the tricks. Some will call him maybe a dirty fighter, right? I think he's borderline, right? I think he pushes the edge. He toes the line a little bit when it comes to his fights, right? And against Emmanuel Navarrete, we're going to, need that a little bit. Emmanuel Navarrete, he's a guy for his, for the weight class, for his weight class, the weight class that he's in, right? He's normally, the bigger guy. He likes to use his weight, bully people, his activity, and his pressure, and that's how he beats people. But in his last fight with Oscar Valdez, he actually showed me something. I underestimate was right. I was underestimating Van Navarrete when he wasn't on his A game. I was looking at Navarrete versus uh Baez and Liam Wilson. He looked completely night and day from how he looked. Navarrete is a guy to be motivated he has to be motivated in order, to see the goal. And that we is a guy that we have on this card in Shakur Stevenson. I think the road. So I think he gonna come in motivated. He's not going to be looking past Ralph and Conceicao because Ralph and Conceicao wants to use this as not a stepping stone, but as a measuring stick to compare himself to Ralph and Conceicao and where he need to be in order to, get that Shakur Stevenson win. And the Robson is a guy, if you come in here and you sleep on him, you very well could lose. He gave, now Shakur won this fight easy, right? But I think for what it was worth, I think he showed a pretty good, boxing mind, boxing IQ versus Shakur Stevenson, who's one of the best boxers, one of the best pure boxers in the game, right? And he also showed the ability to, punch on guys, get guys up out of there, and Xavier Martinez. Now, where he didn't stop Xavier Martinez, but he did punch on Xavier Martinez. You know what I mean? In a way that nobody has really punched on Xavier Martinez since then, right? So he's not overly strong, but he is active, and he's not afraid to, mix it up against Robinson Conceicao, right? I think at times he gets sucked into those, barn brawls, right? When he should box, and he gasses himself out a little bit because he's a guy, he will trade with you, he will fire back, he will counter when you counter, right? What's good, Daniel Berry, my guy Ray Buck? Appreciate y'all sliding through. Y'all hit that thumbs up for your boy. He will counter when you counter, right? Robinson Conceicao. And I think against American Navarrete, that thing that he naturally does, which is, that counter punching when you counter punch, that thing that he naturally does, I think that's going to lead him, into trouble in this fight versus Emmanuel Navarrete. Emmanuel Navarrete showed me that he has better boxing. He has better boxing skills than I gave him credit for in his last fight against Oscar Valdez. He basically outboxed Oscar Valdez, not that Oscar Valdez would outbox him, right? But in this fight, before he fought Oscar Valdez, I would have said Emmanuel Navarrete is actually the better per boxer. I would have said that Robinson Conceicao was actually the better per boxer, and Navarrete is going to have to mix this fight up and make it dirty. But at this point, now I think that, Emmanuel Navarrete's boxing is equal, right, to Robinson Conceicao. I think at this age, it may be equal to or better, given Robinson being 35, Navarrete being 28, right? And I kind of think that Robinson Conceicao is in a tad bit of trouble. I think that Emmanuel Navarrete is getting Robinson right at the right time, right? He's Emmanuel Navarrete, he's focused, he's locked in, he looked great his last fight. Robinson Conceicao, you know what I mean, he is at the top of his career. He's at the height of his career being at 35. And I think it's just a time versus matter thing right now. And I think Emmanuel Navarrete is primed right now. I think he got top rank in this corner, right? And I think they're building up a Shakur Stevenson, Emmanuel Navarrete fight. I'm thinking Emmanuel Navarrete's style in the way that Robinson Conceicao sometimes does get sucked into, a firefight, a battle back and forth. I think the style of this fight leans towards Emmanuel Navarrete. Now, I almost want to take Emmanuel Navarrete by KO, right? But I think, man, it's going to be tough to stop Robinson Conceicao. Maybe it's a TKO stoppage. Matter of fact, you know what, man? I think Emmanuel Navarrete gets the TKO stoppage over Robinson Conceicao. Man, I seen Robinson Conceicao kind of fade late in fights, right? But he was able to, outbox his opponent and pull through into the end against Emmanuel Navarrete, a young, active fighter, prime, ready to make a statement. I just think his man is it's time of matter, right? I just think Emmanuel Navarrete is getting Robinson Conceicao at the right time, and I feel like the boxing guys have set us up for Emmanuel Navarrete to stop Robinson Conceicao and roll right into a Shakur Stevenson fight. So in this fight, I got Emmanuel Navarrete TKO stoppage over Robinson Conceicao this Thursday. I think it's going to be a brawl. I think they're going to come out. Robinson is going to want to box Emmanuel Navarrete, right? He's going to realize Emmanuel Navarrete can box a little better than he gave him credit for. And then I think naturally, Robinson Conceicao is going to revert back to his crafty veteran. He's just going to start fighting him, right? His crafty veteran ways, and he's just going to start fighting him, right? And I think that's going to get him in trouble in this particular fight versus Emmanuel Navarrete. Emmanuel Navarrete TKO stoppage over Robinson Conceicao this Thursday. If you're asking me the round, I say late round TKO stoppage, maybe around 9, round 10. Emmanuel Navarrete TKO stoppage. But that's all I got, man. Skinny Holloway still in the T. This ain't the past. This ain't the future. It is the present. That's how we reckon. And I'm out. So.